Hey, this is Austin with ChurchTechIdeas.com. Let's look at 7 cool new features of ProPresenter 7. And in case you didn't notice, I said 7 twice. Yeah, that took a lot of thought. Alright, so first up on the list is the new user interface, and it looks different. At first I was like, oh my gosh, this looks like nothing that I'm used to, and it is different, but when you start working with it, you'll notice that a lot of the stuff is the same, just in different places, and it's much more logical. It'll be easier to train new volunteers, and your older volunteers will pick it up just as easily. It also has a dark user interface, which is perfect for low light situations when you're in the dark. You don't want all that bright light shining in your eyes. Number 2 on the list is audience displays. Now this is your output. This is the screens that your audience or congregation is going to look at. And there are a ton of new features. It is awesome. Let's dive into it. You can set up as many physical displays as your computer can support. Most Macs and iMacs can support 2 4K displays, but there are devices that can split the 4K display into 4 HD screens. And ProPresenter can now take full advantage of that, making each of those HD sections into its own fully customizable output. Alright, number 3 on the list is stage displays. Now this is pretty similar to the audience displays, however it has a lot of its own unique features that are amazing and like nothing we've seen before in ProPresenter. Let's take a look at it. The stage display editor is now very similar to the slide editor with many of the same features, meaning you pretty much have free reign on how you want your stage display to look, including custom shapes that can be drawn out with a pen tool utilizing Bezier curves, along with a bunch of other widgets unique to the stage display. Number 4 on the list is probably the most unique new feature of ProPresenter 7, that is the announcements layer. Now let's say you have an announcements loop. You can assign that to the announcements layer and it will go to a separate output that you determine that could be sent to your lobby or your foyer, which are kind of the same thing, or anywhere else in your campus that you have connectivity to. And while that is playing and looping on its own, you can still run slides inside your sanctuary from the same computer, from the same program. Number 5 on the list is operator text controls. Now, I don't think that's the official name for it, but it's what I'm calling it, and it's a feature that I've wanted in ProPresenter for a long time, and I think it can be really helpful. It is a subtle feature, but again, it's cool, and will help you out a lot. Let's look at it. Let's say you're using a motion background that is really light, which means your text needs to be really dark. That can make it very difficult for your operator to read the text and know when to progress the slide. Now you have full control of the slide text on the operations side, and this in no way alters or affects the audience text formatting or theme. Number 6 is having access to the inspector on individual slide elements within a slide. Now the inspector used to be called media properties, but now it has been changed to the inspector, which sounds really official, kind of, sort of. Anyways, this is something you couldn't do before, so let's say you had a couple different videos and stuff on a slide and you wanted to be able to adjust the brightness or the hue or any of that stuff. Well, you couldn't do it. And now you can. Finally, number 7, the audio controls. In ProPresenter 6, you didn't really have audio controls. You could turn the volume up and down and that was about it. But now in ProPresenter 7, you have way more advanced audio features like routing to different hardware on your computer and having different in transitions and out transitions like the time. It's really cool. Let's take a look. You also now have overall audio controls that affect the whole program, and media-specific controls that will allow you to specify all the same conditions but on a per-media basis. This includes audio files, which had no individual controls before. You couldn't even adjust the volume, but now you can and a whole lot more. Hey, thanks for checking out this video. Please comment below what you think. What are your favorite new features in ProPresenter that you've seen? And like the video, subscribe to this channel, and head over to ChurchTechIdeas.com where I have a ton of free backgrounds, sermon bumpers, Photoshop templates, arrows, the arrows you saw earlier in the inspector bit of this video. So thanks. Have a good day.